everybody. It's 2021. My first video this year, I'm going to be looking into the energies of 2021. What does that mean exactly? I will tell you, I did 2 videos in December looking into the energies of 2021, and I wasn't satisfied with the message. It was a bit heavy. It was... When I'm leading up to a new year, I want to get excited about the unknown. I don't want to feel the weight of continuing to work through the same boring stuff that we continue to work through each and every day. You know what I mean? So 2021, is it going to look like 2020? Continuing to work through the same boring stuff? Is there going to be anything exciting and new? How do we make the most of the way this can feel sometimes? Were we taught that life is hard? Did our parents tell us this? Yes. Did we understand this as kids? No. Now we're adults and life is hard. It doesn't ever stop being hard, you know? So I couldn't share those 2 messages. Maybe I'll share them. I don't know. I'd like to start fresh because now it's 2021. So I'm going to do a message for 2021. It has nothing to do with 2020, okay? Because I'm not even in 2020 right now. I'm in 2021. I consciously believe as a human being that I am existing inside of 2021 because the calendar tells me so. Okay, I'm going to relax now. Fingers crossed. There's going to be some awesome new experience. It's going to change all of our lives today. It's going to happen today. And the whole world's just going to, everything's going to be great. Just like that fast. We don't have to work on anything anymore. We don't have to be sad. We don't have to be frustrated. Everybody that we've ever met, that we ever will meet, ourselves, we're purified, like perfect. Everything's great, right? That's what I see already for 2021. I haven't even gotten into the journey state. Okay, serious though. I'm going to relax. And let's see what the message is. And dang it, it's going to be bright and cheerful and happy. It felt groggy. It felt like a death. It felt, in 2020, looking into 2021, it looked and felt like that, okay? So let's see what it's like in 2021. In 2021. Okay. So I find myself in a very interesting, it's a tunnel, a hallway. It's got a rounded ceiling. It's made out of stone, and the stone is in square shapes. Even the rounded stone is like squares rounded to create this curvature above my head. And there's interesting like runes chiseled into each and every one of these square-shaped stones. And part of the tunnel is visible. I can see it very clearly. It's the part that's closest to me, the part that I'm actually existing in. My physical body, my feet are on the ground of this part of the tunnel. But as the tunnel sort of relates to time and moving forward in 2021, it's very, there's nothing tangible to work with here. It's sort of, I'm looking into the ethers, but I will say it's, there's bright orange colors. It's kind of like a lava lamp. They're kind of they're here, they're getting bigger and smaller and kind of moving. And that's what it looks like when I look through my formed tunnel into the unknown, the unformed tunnel. All right, I see myself, and instead of actually walking forward, I stop and I take out some tools and I start to take out one of the stones that make the floor. It's one of probably 20 or 30 stones. And I'm kind of like a kid, and I pick up the stone. It's really heavy. It's almost like you expect some bugs to be underneath it and some like mud or dirt. And I pick up the stone and I just sort of chuck it into this like lava lamp future world where there is no tunnel. And I just chuck it like I'm throwing a rock into the lake. And I'm sitting down and now I'm missing a stone that actually created the structure of this space. So something is missing now, something that I took out personally, and then I threw it away, and I can't get it back. So I have to work with what I have. Is there anything else I want to let go of? That's what I hear. My guides ask me that question, is there anything else that I want to let go of? I mean, I'm you, you're me, we're in this thing together. So is there anything else that you want to let go of? My guides are asking us this question. When you let go of something, do you feel like you have lost something? Do you feel like your world is less than? Literally in the structure of this tunnel, I have a hole in the ground. I removed one of these stones and chucked it away, and now I have less of a tunnel than I had before. It feels good to have solid ground. My future has no solid ground. They're showing me that our collective future has not been formed yet. So there may be no collective future. But there always is a collective future. Whether it's physical or non-physical, it exists. I hear a very tiny voice say, I want to work with what I have left. And I say, you have so much. Look at all these stones you have to work with. What are you going to do with them? You going to rebuild this tunnel? You're going to chuck them all away? Or are you just going to sort of savor what you have? And just appreciate what you have. This childlike voice tells me that they aren't going to build a future with the stones that they have today. They're going to hold on to the stones that they have today. And it's almost like a resting period, you know? Like, it's almost like we're always moving forward, even if we feel we're at a standstill in life. But sometimes we need to just stop trying to create, to just take an intermission from the creative process and just stand here with what we've created thus far. And in a way, just exist in our creation as of right now. They're encouraging us to not... it's like... It's going to be hard to build the future. When... Every choice we make is building the future, right? There's something about the way that we are interacting with time, the way that our future is manifesting, materializing. How do I want to explain this? The present is the most material it will ever be, okay? Right now is the most material our life will ever be. Yesterday is a memory, so it is not material. Yesterday is not material. Maybe you could say it is. Well, here's my dirty clothes. Here's my dirty dishes. It's totally material. Yesterday still exists today. In the dirt, in my clothes and my dishes, etc. So the past is accessible, right? But for the most part, it's a memory. And what's the future? It's a fantasy. It's a daydream. It's an imagination. So we don't have the clothes of our future or our clean dishes unless we're in the future where they're clean and they're clean clothes. So this is the most material life will ever be is right now. And what we have right now is really precious. It's the very stones that create the structure of our reality. It's the very stones we stand on. It's everything that we've ever been in this life materialized into this present moment. And that's what makes it so special. So what is special about a future that doesn't exist yet? It's not even material. We are present right now in everything we've ever created. Right now. It's asking us to just really experience the material of what we have right now. They're not showing me anything else. And to be honest, it makes me feel like I'm closer to home. Unexpectedly. When I say closer to home, it's actually closer to myself. It gives me access to something more about me. It's giving you access to something more about you. When we exist with the material of our present moment, we are more ourself. We are more present with our material self even. They aren't saying anything to me right now. Because for me to ask a question, for me to go further, is for me to enter into the imagination, to enter into the possibilities, enter into what manifests, what materializes based on our inner desires. That is part of the message. What are we materializing? What are our imaginations creating as the future of our tunnels? But see, they're not even wanting to say that because it's inspiring us to daydream, to think about the possibilities. And for some reason, it tastes like... it tastes like my memory of black-eyed pea soup. A terrible nightmare as a child. I don't want it. I don't want to eat anything that has an eyeball and a pea combined into some kind of soup. It tastes like something like this, okay? But why can't it be positive? Why can't it be brilliant? Why can't it be a fireworks show? Why can't it be spectacular? Why can't it be our dream come true? Why can't our imaginations be ignited with the extraordinary, joyful possibilities? The thing is, it's not about me right now. I am in a journey state in the collective energies. And the collective energies, when I say, let's think big, let's think awesome, let's think about love here. It's like, black-eyed pea soup for you. Why? Why are you doing this to me, collective? Should I just give up? No, I won't. I have to be myself. If I'm not me, then I don't... If I am to give up in my dream of a happy world where people listen and people take the time and people care about themselves in a healthy way and each other, like, that is natural. That is good. But if I live in a world where we just don't know anymore and we don't believe in anything good anymore and we feel like we're an old rag thrown to the gross alleyway that nobody wants to walk down, nobody wants to touch it, and our only idea about what's on that rag is something disturbing, and that's our future, I still have a point to my existence. And that point is to not give up on my dream, on my future tunnel, on the possibilities of something really great. And you know, it's interesting. I think about life all the time. I'm here to be human and experience it in the raw, you know, to be human in the raw, to go through this process. And one idea I have is that life, the longer that you live, you have more memories, more disappointments, more challenges, more exhaustion, more stress sometimes. But the longer you live, you have more opportunity to see how things worked out, to see how you matured, to see what you learned from all of this. And so you can look at the raw, gritty side, or you can look at the flower in bloom here. And so if the human race feels like my childhood nightmare, black eyed pea soup, if the human race and our imaginations of the future feels like this, could that potentially be the gritty side of life, when what's really going on here in 2021 is the flower is in bloom? The collective is self-realizing. And self-realization is the miracle. Self-realization is why we came here, to experience what it's like to be human and say, whoa, breathtaking. Hard, but breathtaking. Hard, but breathtaking. You know? Okay, this is the next thing I'm going to tell you guys. This is another important factor about 2021, which helps me to understand why I was challenged with this originally. Okay, just hear me out with this line that I'm going to say. There is no future, all right? And it comes back to the most material this life will ever be is what it is right now. And the most present with ourself that we can be right now, the more enriched we will feel. And any conceivable idea of time and future, place, body, soul, etc. I couldn't go into 2021 on the level I wanted to, because it's as if 2021 doesn't exist. It's as if there is no more. It's as if we reached the end, all right? The actual end of the book. So what does that say? There's still a human race here. There's still a human race here, as far as I can tell, right? Is this world real? Yes, I think so. As best as I can tell. You know what I mean? So 2021 doesn't exist. As in this idea, this concept of time and year, of date, of future. It's like the book is closed now. I had an interesting message hit me in 2020. It really it threw me for a loop. And the message was that the collective had made a choice. And I get messages all the time. I don't always just like listen to everything they say, because I have to question. I need to see. I need to relate to. I need to process this. Sometimes the message is actually to help me grow, to help me mature, to help me rise above, to break down my ego, to piss me off, to upset me, to derail me. Because I'm an emotional being and I need to see how I'm impacted by this message in order to continue to go deeper into myself. And the message was in 2020, this was about April, that the human race had, as a collective, had made its decision. And I was shown that Jesus and Buddha and all these spiritual figures were going to be no longer a part of the future of our collective, was not going the way of an organic spiritual path. It wasn't going in that direction, which means that I was no longer needed. That my voice, my message, my presence, that everything that I am as Abbey Normal, and everything that I've learned, everything that I'm here for, is complete. And it was the first time I ever saw myself as not doing this for the rest of my life. As like, okay, so no more like YouTube channel, no more sessions, no more nothing. That was confusing. Because once the message is there, it's not as if they talk to me in my head. It's actually a DNA. I mean, it reaches me deep into the cells of my blood. And it becomes part of my skin and my bones and my being. And I can't just get that out of my system. I can't unhear that. I can't unexperience it as a truth. And that, I didn't know what to make of that, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the collective made its choice or not, or if Abbey Normal or my role here is complete or not. I can't understand that, so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, right? So now here I am, and I'm still experiencing this vibe that our collective has decided. And I'm seeing the path of our collective is a technology as our God. And not the earth, not the organic tissues of our being. But it's like technology is the next God for us. This, again, is just my experience. That isn't your experience. You decide for yourself what all this means to you. This is simply to get you thinking. You know, these are things that I've been thinking about, and I've been introduced to ideas that have just become a part of my aura, and then I'm aware of it, and I have now to live with this and try to understand what this means to me. And so now, interacting with the energies of 2021, and there is no 2021, and the book is closed, it's really, it's interesting. The collective has decided. That is, again, kind of showing me that, well, maybe the collective has decided. Maybe we are in the next cycle. And we're at the beginning of the very next cycle of whatever the human race is going to do next. Which is pretty exciting. It explains why everything is so hard, so challenging, because we have to die, and we have to emotionally, energetically, we have to go through a death phase to recreate our next cycle, our next phase. What's interesting is coronavirus. Before the coronavirus became big, I had a client introduce me to it. I didn't know anything about it. And I went into coronavirus at that time, and it was an apocalyptic angel, is how I saw it. And the message was not to be afraid of this apocalyptic angel. And I've been watching this angel over the course of these months and our relationship with it. You know, everything in life that's out there is only helping us to grow from within. So if we're afraid of something out there, or if we're pissed off about it, we're pissed off about how we're working with it on a global scale, you know, all this is really just our internal work, you know? We need to just continue to go with the flow. I don't think there's any coincidence that there was like a Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, and part of that message was this circulation of time. It was like the wave would not move forward. It was actually going to circulate. It was to stay right here and just keep circulating and circulating, circulating. And we are recycling or processing or digesting or transforming around and around and around and around within ourselves. That's what I was shown. And now again, here 2021, I'm trying this again. I'm experiencing very similar feelings about what is 2021 exactly. It could be a totally vibrant year, just like 2022 and 2023 and on and on and on for the next 100, 10,000, whatever years. But that's what the energy is saying right now. That's what the energy feels like to me right now. And the message is encouraging us to be present with our material time right now, our material moment right now, connect with who we are right now. And that's what the message is. And this is about 2021. So is this about right now, or is this about all of 2021? Are we going to be at a standstill in 2021? Just continue to circulate and work on who we are just as people? Like just continue to work on ourselves? Like, is it really sort of internally focused? 2021, every day is kind of like that, you know? It just feels very amplified. So that's the message. That's what I have to share with all of you. I'm going to let you guys think through it, decide what it means to you. If any of this message freaks you out or you wonder about things, that's actually okay. That's good. That's something for you to circulate through. Talk to your inner self about this. Why do certain messages make you feel this way? What is it that you're afraid of? What is it that you can't stand about your life anymore and you're sick of dealing with it? You got to sit with that stuff and talk to yourself about why it upsets you. And just keep talking it out. Okay, well then why does it upset you? It upsets me because of this. Okay, then why does it upset you? Well, it upsets me also because of this. Okay, well why does it upset you? I guess I just wanted something better than this. Okay, well why does it upset you? I guess it really doesn't upset me anymore. You know, you literally just ask yourself a question. You ask yourself a question again and again and again and again, until you've cleared that energy completely out of your system. And it doesn't really matter anymore, because what matters most is just feeling free and peaceful in this present moment right now, and just letting time circulate however it wants to. And we're just going to go with the flow here. So there we go. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you all so much for watching. If any of you are interested in working with me one-on-one for a psychic session, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. I have 2 other YouTube channels. One is Abbey Psychic Services. I share client sessions out there. The other is Zodiac Energy Readings. I haven't done January yet, but I will be working on that. But you can check me out at those 2 YouTube channels. I'm also on Patreon at patreon.com/abbeynormalswisdomquest. All right. Have a great day, everybody.